and I will be a father to you, and you shall be sons and daughters to me. Welcome back to the Marvel Movie Marathon. For Phase 3, we are looking at biblical truths present in these movies, whether the filmmakers intended it or not. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 follows Star-Lord and his pals as they meet Ego, a very old and very powerful being that is also Star-Lord's biological father, whom he has never met. Star-Lord jumps at the chance to connect with Ego as he spent most of his life under the wing of the space pirate Yondu, who wasn't exactly the best dad, as one could probably guess. Ego does not turn out to be what Star-Lord expected, and he realizes that Yondu, while incredibly flawed, had loved him all along, even though he had a tough time showing it. What we see here is a classic human story. A person seeks out an idealized father figure due to a consistently troubled relationship with his or her previous authority figure. The desire for a parent-child relationship is much more than a biological instinct. The Bible constantly insists on the importance of a respectful and healthy bond within the family. There is, of course, the 5th commandment that tells us to honor our mother and father. If it's in the 10 commandments, then it is clearly close to God's heart. Parents and children are to love each other, flat out. Yet, as humans are all flawed, this doesn't always happen, at least not always so obviously. Yondu had a sincere love for Star-Lord, but his own flaws disrupted that intention, as it often happens with most parents. Our parents will never be perfect, but they do far more for us than we see, and often have our best interest in mind. And even though we all need a human to fill this role, the Bible tells us that God will always be our true father when our parents fail. Yes, God wants us to honor our earthly parents, but before them, we come from Him. He created us whole and with intention, meaning that we will have Him no matter what. Sin inevitably causes people to be without a parent or to simply be in need. In these times, anyone can look to God as a loving father that will provide. Many people see God as a distant and often angry entity, which is exactly what Ego turns out to be. God, however, is far from distant or angry. He created us to have a relationship with Him, and His love for us is pure and unfailing. The only time we can't see His love is when we choose to ignore it and Him. When we follow our own paths, we reject His plan for us that only exists to make our life better. John put all of this simply in 1 John 3:1. See how very much our Father loves us, for He calls us His children, and that is what we are.